It's a beautiful Saturday in Orlando, and today Rebecca and I are going to attempt to get on our two favorite rides in each park. We're going to watch a show and grab a snack and do it all without lightning lanes and only using Disney Transportation. We're staying off Disney property, but really close. The Hilton property we stayed at had a wonderful breakfast, and they even had Mickey waffles. We started our day by going to Animal Kingdom since it's one of the earlier parks to open up, and we got there at 8:47.
Hi. We're doing a challenge today.
What's our challenge?
2 rides in each park, our favorite 2 plus a show.
Yep. So 2 rides in a show. We were starting at Animal Kingdom. We were going to rope drop, but we didn't feel like getting up this morning, huh? So we have a little walk in there. We got here at 8:50. It opened at 8, and we're headed to Avatar Flight of Passage for our first one, and we'll see where we get.
It doesn't take long to walk to the Avatar ride, and when we got there, there was a really long standby lane, but we expected that. It was about a 90-minute standby time, and honestly, true to form, we made it through in about that amount of time till we got to the pre-show. What I really do love about the Avatar ride, though, is they do have some beautiful decorations, and it makes you feel like you're really entering the world of Avatar along the way. Now, do you consider the wait time to be calculated by the time you get to the pre-show or by the time you get off of the ride? Because in Disney, just because you're at the pre-show doesn't mean it's not going to be another 15 minutes until you actually get on the ride. So I'm curious, leave me a comment below, let me know. We looked at a few things in the gift shop, and then it was snack time. So we decided we were going to try that viral ice cream sandwich, and it did not disappoint. The line was crazy because people really like it, but it didn't take us long to get the ice cream sandwich, and it did not disappoint. It was so good. And for some reason, this was the only point in the day that I accidentally bumped the slow-mo on my camera, so you get to enjoy this beautiful treat in slow motion. Look at Rebecca's face. It was amazing. So after our treat, which was nice on a hot day, we went over to Everest. Yes, we went to Everest because we don't believe in taking this challenge lightly. No, we are going to take the longest rides, it seems.
Just to prove that it can be done, or maybe to prove that it can't be done. I guess we'll see. It was a 55-minute standby wait line, and we got on at about 47 minutes, so that was a pretty good time. With our second ride done, we were ready to go to our show, and we were going to go to Zootopia, but it was a pretty long standby, and we decided instead to watch the street band as our show for Animal Kingdom, which was actually pretty much fun. It looked like everybody was having a good time, dancing and enjoying the music, so we enjoyed the shade and watched. And with that, Animal Kingdom is done. It took us a little bit longer than we had hoped. We didn't get out of Animal Kingdom until around noon, which was way late considering now we're headed to Epcot next, and sometimes it takes a while when you're using Disney Transportation to get from the bus to where you're going. We caught the Epcot bus with really good time, only waited 7 minutes, and then by the time we actually got there, from the exit of Animal Kingdom to the entrance of Epcot, it was only 25 minutes, so we were really happy about that. Of course, we're on a challenge, but we still took time to stop and smell the roses, or to take pictures. As we passed the pin trading outside Connections, I just want to encourage you, if you want to see some people who are really dedicated to their craft, some of these pin trading bags are amazing. To see all the time and energy people put into it is just so inspiring. So we got to Guardians of the Galaxy Cosmic Rewind. It's at a 105-minute wait, which is crazy, but I mean, our favorite ride in the park, so we had to do it. And remember, no lightning lanes, so we definitely got in that line and just decided to enjoy the ride. And here's another time I question whether the pre-show is really the end of the waiting line or getting on the ride is the end of the waiting line.
Demonstration of the cosmic generator. I trust you will find it an unforgettable experience.
If you've never been on Cosmic Rewind before, I can kind of describe it as a mix of the Rock and Roller Coaster, as it's an indoor ride. It is not as bumpy as Space Mountain for sure. It is just such a smooth ride, and I've never been on a roller coaster like that before where the seats actually turn like you're in a swivel chair to look at what's going on. It was just amazing. We love it. Definitely worth the wait.
All heroes, you really think they deserve to be called heroes? Did you see how they dress?
So next we went to Turtle Talk with Crush because it's our favorite show at Epcot. And thankfully it was a walk-on line. Everybody was ready to go in and sit down. We did have a little bit of a wait for the show to start, but at least we were sitting comfortably in the air conditioning at that point.
Parents, go ahead, Richard. Oh, let's go chat with the mama bear right there. She did not know she was going to talk to a turtle today. What's up, dude? What's your name? Ashley, nice to meet you, Ashley. And who was that little one I was chatting with? Judah. Oh, I love it, Judah. And how many kiddos you got total, my dude? 3. Awesome. Just getting started. I love it. I know, Ashley, I got 65 myself.
Next we headed over to Germany for our snack, which was the pretzel bread pudding. And it was really looking overcast, but we were thinking, maybe it'll be just a regular Florida rain and then it'll be fine. But as you'll see, it was a little more than that. The pretzel bread pudding was only $4.79 each, so we decided to get 2. It was really cool to see them all dressed up in their Bavarian gear as they were handing out the food. The bread pudding was good. Rebecca didn't like that it wasn't sweeter. I thought it was really good. The texture was just a little bit off for me, but it was definitely a good pick-me-up in the middle of the day. So I'm glad we decided to eat during this time in a covered area because it started raining cats and dogs outside. You can't even tell very well here how hard it was raining. And we were waiting until it stopped to start walking. The rain didn't truly stop, as you can see by the drops behind us, but we needed to keep going, so we ventured out and we were headed to Ratatouille. The standby line for Ratatouille was ridiculous, but that's okay because we're totally fine with going on the single rider line. The only problem was due to the rain and the single rider line being backed up, they weren't allowing any more people into the line. So at that point I should have decided to go to Soarin' because that's my second favorite. And we would have done that, but then Rebecca had the idea of going to the Figment ride, and selfishly, I knew it would be a very short standby. So we went there and we had a 20-minute standby. And even though we were backed up the whole way towards the front of the waiting line, honestly, it did not take very long at all. It only took 12 minutes, so we were pretty happy with that. And hey, Figment is a classic. If you don't go on the Figment ride, if you avoid it, you are missing out. It is a fun ride, and we really enjoyed ourselves. And with that, our second ride was done in the park. We had our snack, and so we were good to go. The only problem was the bad weather had not ended outside. In fact, it was getting worse. But at this point, we were already soaked, so here we go. It got really blustery, and Rebecca really loves rain, so it was no big deal to her. But we had gotten everything done at Epcot, so as soon as it was possible, we ran to the bus. Now we did get to the bus stop when our bus was pulling up. The only problem is there were 4 people in front of us that would not fit on the bus, so we did not either, which was fine. We waited, but we didn't realize we'd have to wait a half hour for that same bus to come back, so that was definitely a lot longer than we thought. But after 52 minutes, we finally made it to Hollywood Studios, and we are still in this. Our original plan had been to take the Skyliner, but we assumed because of the high winds, the Skyliner would be closed. When we got to Hollywood Studios, we realized, hey, the Skyliner's running, so maybe we should have tried to go to the back of the Epcot and gotten out that way. But that's water under the bridge, and we're soaked, so let's just keep going. Time to stop for pictures again, and then we headed off to the show that we were going to see in Hollywood Studios. We really wanted to see the Villain show because we had never seen it before, so we headed back there past the Rock and Roller Coaster, which at that point was under refurbishment, but it opened a few days later, so we'll definitely be checking out the newly opened Rock and Roller Coaster soon. When we got there, one show of the Villains had just left out, and so we were in line and we got into the theater really quickly. But the problem is you still have to sit and wait for it to start. So we did sit there for 17 minutes, but it was dry, so that's good. And we really thought the show was pretty cute. The mirror on the wall was sick of dealing with needy villains who thought that they were the best villain and they didn't get enough appreciation. So we got to hear each of the 3 villains' cases and decide which one deserved to be the top villain. They did a really great job with all of the effects and lighting and the songs, and we really enjoyed it. So we got finished with that at about 6:10, and then we headed to where we really wanted to go on rides, which was Galaxy's Edge. That is the ultimate place in Hollywood Studios to catch the best rides. And of course, the 2 best rides, Smuggler's Run, and Rise of the Resistance. When we got to Smuggler's Run, there was a 45-minute wait, but since we decided we would do single rider, which is what we prefer to do anyways, we were able to walk right on. The downside is you have to be an engineer, and they don't have as much to do as the pilot, but that's okay. We were fine, especially for our challenge today. We got out of there at 6:37 and headed over to Rise of Resistance. Instead of going through the front gate, which you saw there, we went around the back and got in the single rider line. Now this one you do miss part of the pre-show, but you do get to walk in very quickly and join the queue right after the stormtroopers, which is arguably the best part of the waiting. And then the single rider line can have a bit of a wait after that, but you get paired up with groups that need an extra 1 or 2 people pretty quickly, so we enjoyed that. And just remember, you will be split up from your party if you're walking through the line with anybody else, but again, single rider makes sense. Alright, so we finished that at 7:19, so it was snack time. Rebecca decided on a Num Num cookie, which is a ginormous cookie. As you can see, it's practically the size for a head and very sweet, so we definitely could not finish that right away. In fact, we gave some to her brother later on. And with that, we are done with Hollywood Studios, so now it's time to go to the buses and see how long it takes us to get over to Magic Kingdom. We're leaving Hollywood Studios at about 8:04 p.m. and enjoying the beautiful view with the palm trees and the nice sunset. We didn't have to wait long in line, just about 6 minutes until our bus arrived, and then we hopped right on. In total, from the exit of Hollywood Studios until we got off the bus at Magic Kingdom, it was about 24 minutes, so that was not bad at all. We got there at 8:30, and there was quite a line waiting to get in because it was nighttime hours, so people who had special nighttime passes for Magic Kingdom were waiting in their line, so that slowed things down a little bit, but we have to book it because we have 2 rides and a snack to get in before the park closes at 11 p.m. We headed to Tomorrowland at the lunching pad. It was our snack of a cream cheese filled pretzel. It was really good. Rebecca said it was her favorite snack of the day, actually, and it had like a sweet cream cheese inside a pretzel shell, so that was really nice. Next, we heard the Disney Parade going by, so we went and watched the Disney Parade, the Starlight Parade, as our show for the day. It was beautiful, watching all the princesses and all the lights, and I'm glad we were able to catch it there, because what our Disney Challenge Day was really missing was a parade. So we finished that around 9:05, and then by 9:10 we were in line at Space Mountain. Now the standby line said it was 35 minutes, and that line kept going and going and going. I think we were just really tired by then. My feet were sore, and they were still wet because remember we got caught in the rain, but we still had fun. Waiting in line can be fun when you have time together. So we made it to the front of the line finally at almost 10 o'clock and got on. I gotta say, this was definitely for Rebecca that we went on this ride, because I do not like Space Mountain, and I don't know if I'll ever go on it again. It was just really bumpy. No offense, it's nice to have an indoor roller coaster, but it wasn't my thing. So then we headed over to Tron. We met up with David at the entrance to Tron right when the fireworks were going off. So while we were standing in line waiting for Tron, we got to see the fireworks as well. Tron's line was really long, but we knew it was going to be really long, so why not take it at the end of the day, especially since Disney's policy is that if you're in line before the park closes, you can go on the ride. So the standby was 85 minutes. We got in line at 10:18. We made it! This is our last ride. 11 o'clock is the close of the park, so we knew we weren't going to get on anything else after we left, but we knew we had made it. We completed our challenge as long as we got on this ride, which we did. We got on the ride at about 11:15, so it was only 63 minutes total. It wasn't as long as it was supposed to be. And with that, our first Disney challenge is complete. 4 parks, 8 rides, 4 shows, and 4 snacks. If you've made it this far on this video, thank you so much for coming along with us. Drop in the comments below what we should do for our next challenge, because we really want to do another one soon. See you next time. Bye.